So hopefully this is gonna be the last video tutorial. Hopefully. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna set up the turntable rotation animation, and also to set up the preferences for the frame rate. Well, first I need to set up the let me set up the turntable first animation. There's a reason why. I'm gonna grab the character and platform group, right? Just to verify. You see that the group has the character and the platform. It's dead centered, aligned, dead centered and aligned, right? Dead centered, aligned from the top. As you can see here, super important for me to mention this. Alright, I have my animation timeline. If you do not see this for whatever the hell reason, go to Windows, Workspaces, reset generative factor default, and I'm gonna set here to was it 48? Yeah, 48. So type in here 48. So it tells me from frame 1, these numbers, they represent frames. Frame 1, 2, 3, 4, blah 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 blah. A comparison or analogy or whatever would be that these are your pages. You know, when you do a flip book, cartoon animation, hand drawn, these are equivalent to your pages that you flip through the book, where each page is slightly different, and then when they run it through, that is your frame rate. Okay, so think of it that way. Think of these numbers as page 1, page 2, page 3, blah 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 blah. Right? For those who are absolutely new, this is what the hell these things are, more or less. Anyway, so I select the character platform group, and I'm gonna set a keyframe, meaning that start and end of a rotation. So with the group selected, make sure everything's good, right? Transforms are frozen. There should be no values in here. There should be no values in all the assets. No values at all, including the platform, right? Which I discussed in the very first video. I'm gonna select the group, press S as in Sam. You'll notice that there's a red tick mark, and in the channel box, it's all red. Red, dark crimson red means that a keyframe has been set to set up a movement, a before and after movement. That's what the keyframe is for, before and after, sort of. That's the simplest way I can explain it. I want this thing to rotate 360 degrees, right? And I want it to rotate 360 degrees within 2 seconds. 2 seconds. In the world of frames, right? Your frame count, your page counts, that is 24 frames. 24 frames, which basically means 24 pages being turned, right? That's what it more or less means. Plus 24 equals 48. 24 and 24, 24 frames per second, 24 frames per second. Total is 48 frames, which is 2 seconds. So in 2 seconds, which is 48 frames, it's going to do a 360 degree turn, rotation. 2 seconds for a full rotational turn, I believe is the just right frame rate. Not frame rate, but the amount of time. So here, oopsie. play again. See? I believe that's just right. I go edit or view, loop. This is just a QuickTime turn, QuickTime video player. It's gonna loop. Alright, so that's what that is. There's a bit of a subtle little shifting going on, I think, right? But I don't care. It still looks nice, and yeah. So what I'm going to do now is do that. Again, this showed 48 frames for 1 360 loop, which is 2 seconds. As you can see, it was had a nice pace to it. That's what I'm going to do here. So for now, I set the 1 keyframe right at frame 1. You can see here, I'm going to go to frame 47. I'm not going to put the end 360 degree at frame 48 because this thing is going to loop. Frame 1 and frame 48 is going to be the exact same frame. No. Wait. I will put the end 360 at frame 48, but I'm going to do something in addition to that. So at frame 48, right, not 47 but 48, I'm going to hit, I'm going to press E for rotation, and then I can use either top or which one of these, and then rotate. Like that, see? So a full 360 degree, right? If I try it again, alright, I'm working from here. That's minus 360, and then I typed in minus 360, hit S. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, click outside, click the group again, now hit S, now it turns red. So it's a little, it gets confused because this was highlighted, and when I press S, it just typed in S. So, yeah, that happens. So let me undo it again, right? Type in minus 360, right? Maybe I'll just click somewhere out here, like around here, so it deselects it. Then you hit S, and now it locks it in. So it's a subtle, small little workaround. Let's play it. So at minus 360, it's going the other way around. See, it's going this way. I want it to go the other way. Right? Not that way, but the other way. So I'm gonna go to frame 48 where it ends, not frame 1, not somewhere in between. Make sure to move your cursor to frame 48. I'm gonna type in 360 degrees, and then it's still highlighted, so I'm just gonna click anywhere in the channel box, like here. See? So it doesn't touch that, and hit S. S is in Sam, it'll lock it in. Now if I play it, the way you play the animation, right, the hotkey is Alt and V as in Victor. But you notice how it's doing this. It's going full tilt berserk, right? And I'm going to explain why. In order to fix this, and also to explain, I need to go into the preferences. So way down here, I can click on this guy right here. It's the running man and the gearbox. It'll pull this up. I need to go under the time slider. right? Preferences, time slider, the running man gearbox. This needs to be 24 frames per second. This here, this is fine. 1 in 48, 1 in 48. Or, you know what? I want this to be 47 for the playback. And you notice over here, it clipped it over there. But the animation start end, which is this bar, it's still at 48. Because this here, I can yank on it and still get back to 48. So that's basically what that means. So I just gotta give a nudge so it stops before 48. I'm gonna explain why I want to stop it before 48. Next, most important thing is a playback set to 24 frames per second times 1. This needs to be done. If you do not do this, if you skip this part, your project is screwed, and the grade will reflect that. Then hit save. I'm gonna lock the display there so I don't select that. I'm also gonna lock the character and platform. I'm gonna hold Alt V as in Victor, Alt V as in Victor, or this one right there too. Alt V. Alright, so there you go. So that's how you do it. So overview, you grab the group, you set a keyframe at 1, right? Make sure the camera's nice and set up. You go all the way to frame 48. Yeah, I'm gonna move this over. And then you put in on the Y 360, not negative but positive 360. You hit S, right? Or you click out here around one of these first, and then hit S so it doesn't type in S in the slot, right? So then it makes a 360 degree the right way it should be. Not counterclockwise, but clockwise rotation. But there's one more thing, or a couple more things. Let me grab the slider. The reason why I don't want 48 is that since frame 1 and frame 48, they're the same image, because it's just a 360. I don't want that pause. There's going to be a 1 frame pause because of the same image. That's why, since this is going to be a looping animation, you want it at 47. That way it will loop forever, one into the other. Now from here, what I need to do next, I need to introduce the graph editor. So the graph editor, right? I'm going to Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. This is your graph editor. Again, Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. If you're seeing this for the first time, it may look daunting and, you know, like, what the hell am I looking at? You know, it's just math, it's just a bar chart graph. All you gotta do is select the character and platform group. You will see these lines, right? I'm gonna explain what this is, because it needs to be explained. This green color, whatever you do not touch it. Like, don't mess with it. I'm just gonna select it. This is your rotate Y. Your rotate Y is the clockwise rotation under rotate Y. See? Rotate Y, rotate Y. This here is at frame 1. This is frame 1. This here, 0 means 0 rotation. I scoot forward up to frame 47, which is here. Frame 47 goes from 0 rotation and slowly starts, picks up steam, and it slowly ends. If you look at this highest peak, if you go across, see, it's nearly at 360 degrees. This is a rotational value. 0 rotation over here, 0. Frame 1, 0. Frame 47, the value is 360. Hence 360. Well, this is 360. Over here says 360 as well. This tells you frame 48, 360. The issue is that I don't want a slow start and a slow end. I want it to be completely linear. So what do? You make sure you select the group. You just click this, that guy right there. Now it's a completely unbiased linear movement, rotation, because that's what you want to have. I'm going to do Alt V as in Victor. See, it's always constant, no slowing in or slowing out. Very monotonous, robotic, but that's basically what you want. Alright, so that's what that is. To set that up. I also do need to go over the render settings. Alright, I'll do it, try to do it quick. I can do it in probably, what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes? So, since that is set, right, I need to go under my render settings again, right there. I need to go under the comment tab. I'm going to close all of this out so it doesn't look too daunting. I'm going to click on File Output. You see over here, path. This is where the file is, where it's going to save images to. Project 3. Oh yeah. Images folder. That's where any rendered images will save on their images folder. File name. This is the name of the file. But it will also be the name of your image sequence. I have it. The image sequence will be named Alien Girl Turntable Render Setup, blah 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 blah. But I don't want it to be this kind of name. I want it to be a better naming convention. I'm going to File, Save Scene As, because when you save the scene as, it'll take on the name properties onto the image, each rendered image. Alien Girl Turntable. Enter. So I named it. Now you see here, file name. This is what it's gonna name it as if you render an image. Alien Girl Turntable .exr. That's the image type. I don't want to save it as a .exr image. I want to change it to a TIFF. So under File Output, Image Format, change this to TIFF. Then, right, there's going to be multiple sequences of images. So I need to look here, Frame Animation Extension. Right now it's set to name.extension. Name.extension. Since there's going to be sequences, I need to change it to name.number, meaning the number of frames, dot extension. Name number, name hashtag extension. I repeat, name hashtag extension. Has to be the third one. If you screw this up, it will blow up your project and you have to redo it. Now you see here, any Alien Girl Turntable .0001, and it ends at .0010. So it's only 10 images gonna render out. So I need to change that. That's under frame range. Start frame at 1, 1. End frame at 10, 10. But I need it to be different. End frame needs to be 47. Enter. Now if you look here, turntable at 0001, 0047. 47. Start and end. Rendable cameras, this perspective. Image size, HD 1080 that I've talked about previously. So all of that is set. Alright. Make sure, again, make sure you have GPU. Check and check. Highlight it. Right. Make sure this is camera AA at 8. Right. Do not increase the ray depth. Whatever you do, do not increase the ray depth. It does not matter. Leave it alone. Make sure you have your default auto denoiser. If it does not have it for whatever the hell reason, choose that. If you do not have this. Now everything is set. We're good. TIFF. Good name change. Start end frame. Rendable camera. Perspective. Image size HD 1080. Hit close. Now we're ready. Alright. Alright, so the last thing is I need to go make sure this is rendering menu. Render. Render sequence. Option box. Render sequence frame 1 through 47. This you have to watch out for. If this is not changed, it will ruin your renders and you have to redo it. Set this to perspective. Current camera. That's going to render out perspective. Then I need to click on the folder. Alternate output file location, basically where you want to save it. Click on the folder. I already have your alien space girl sequence, right? But I don't want to overwrite it. I'm going to click on this new folder icon. I'm going to type in alien girl turn table sequence. Name it, highlight it, select it. When you select it, it will appear here in that folder. Alright. But that folder, higher up in the hierarchy, it will be in the images folder. Above that is your project directory. Right now I have it set to project 4. Now in project 3. Then from there, right, I hit render sequence. Make sure that this is not running, right? Make sure you just close it. Make sure for sure, make sure the IPR is turned off. Close that. Then you're gonna hit render sequence. When I hit render sequence, a folder will pop up. So I'm gonna show the rendering, render sequence, click it. As you can see, it's doing this. Leave this alone. You cannot move the anything. You just leave it the hell alone. Let it do its thing. It says here it's rendering. Here it shows the frame. Before it was here, now it's over here. Now it's over here. See? And then, right? So let it run its course, and you notice this will move as well, right? And here, alien turntable sequence, double click it, extra large size, voila. .001, 002, 003. I don't know why there's a 1 over here. Why is there a 1? Whatever. But it's still in order. Right, see? That's what that is. And when this is complete, you take all the sequences, right? And you open up Premiere, dump it in Premiere, and process and create your turntable final animation. you know, like H.264 or dot, was it MPEG, was it, right? MP4, right? Was it MP4? Anyway, make sure that the frame rate is at 24 frames per second. When you are in Premiere, make sure the frame rate is at 24 frames per second. There's a good chance that it's at 30 frames per second. Make sure it is at 24 frames per second. Yeah, so that's everything. And that's pretty much everything that I need to discuss. Yeah, so I think that's the end of that. This is, how long is this? 25 minutes? Yeah, so that's everything. Okay, bye. Good luck. Bye bye.